Hi, everyone. So my name is Zvika Krieger, and I'm the spiritual leader at Chochmat HaLev, which is the Jewish spiritual community that Carol is such a core and vibrant member of. And as Orly mentioned, she was on the committee that chose me for this role. I've been in this role now for about a year and a half, and so I have deep gratitude to her for taking a chance on an unconventional spiritual leader like me. Not only was she on the committee that chose me, but actually she played an important role in me finally taking the plunge and taking this position, because I was very ambivalent. When I went to rabbinical school, I always promised myself that I would never become a synagogue rabbi. And I was like, oh, there's never gonna be a place that's gonna be able to like put up with my sort of out-of-the-box personality and theology, and I don't want to deal with all the BS about being in a synagogue. And then when I went through the process at Chochmat HaLev, and I had my audition Shabbat, where I was sort of leading a service there. And at the end of the service, this older woman comes up to me and she says, "I've met you before." I said, "Oh, sorry, I don't recognize you. Where have we met before?" She said, "I met you at Burning Man." I said, "Oh, okay, this is a community that so that moment was like, okay, this is my home, and I haven't looked back since." And of course, it was Carol, and so I feel deeply honored to have had the chance to meet her in the last year of her life and get to learn about her through all the people whose lives that she has touched. And so I wanted to share just a little teaching inspired by her. In the Jewish tradition, we read a different section of the Torah each Shabbat, each week. And the mystics teach that there's a sort of cosmic alignment about the portion of the Torah that is read actually has something special and unique to do with what's happening that week and what's happening in our lives, something to teach us. And so this week's Torah portion is about the story when the Israelites are wandering in the desert and they're making their way to the Promised Land, and they are commanded to send out spies, 12 spies, to go scope out this supposed land that they're supposed to be arriving at. And it's an interesting story. I won't get into the details of the story here, but as I was reading the Torah portion and thinking about what is the cosmic convergence that had us reading this Torah portion at the same week where we're having this celebration of life. And I was thinking that actually the story of the 12 spies is actually a story about how do you prepare for having new experiences, for going into spaces that maybe are outside of your comfort zone, that are going to push your edges, and you're sort of anticipating what that might look like, and it might feel scary and it might feel edgy, but you're going to push yourself to do it anyways. And that was sort of the story of the 12 spies. And I felt that felt perfect for somebody who is so much exemplified this idea of going outside your comfort zone, trying new things, and bringing other people along for that journey to bring that sort of freshness and vibrance and newness to experience each day of life to its fullest. And so when the spies went to this land flowing with milk and honey, and they brought back with them three giant fruits. They brought back grapes, figs, and pomegranates. And it feels a little bit random, like why did they bring back these fruits? And the Jewish mystics actually teach that there's special significance why they brought these fruits back, because these fruits have something to teach us about how do you go into new experiences? How do you push yourself out of your comfort zone to try new things and maybe overcome a fear or resistance that you might be having to trying new experiences? And so the grapes in Jewish mystical tradition are correlated with the divine energy of Tiferet, which is the energy of, it translates as beauty, but it's a particular kind of beauty. It's the beauty of balance. and the beauty of discernment, of being able to discern when am I going to lean into an experience, when am I going to pull back, when am I going to push my boundaries, or when am I going to uphold my boundaries. And so the spiritual energy of grapes, of Tiferes, inviting us that, okay, when we're going to have a new experience, when we're going to consider pushing ourselves to try something new, we have to tap into that inner wisdom that we have in ourselves. Is this the right time? How much should I push myself? In what ways? With who? In what context? And so the first lesson from these 12 scouts that they brought back with them is that energy of discernment. And the second fruit that they brought back is figs. And figs are correlated with the divine energy of Netzach, which is the energy of longevity, of perseverance. It's the energy of patience. And figs, it's not surprising that these are correlated with figs, as figs actually have among the longest fruiting window of any fruits. And so it's about taking that long view, right, of having patience, so that maybe if you're trying out a new experience, it might feel uncomfortable and edgy in the beginning, but take the long view, have patience, stick with it. You brought up the concept of resilience, and so Netzach is really the energy of resilience. And so when you're trying out new experiences, don't just make a snap judgment and say, oh no, this is for me, I'm going back to my comfortable place, but actually give yourself the time and the space to really be in that experience, and that patience will pay off. And then the third fruit that the spies, the scouts, brought back from their journey was pomegranates. And pomegranate is associated with the divine energy of Hod, which is translated as splendor, but it's also from the same root as the word like todah or modeh, which means gratitude or thank you. And so the pomegranate is the energy of gratitude. And it's particularly the energy of gratitude that comes from abundance. Because the pomegranate is the symbol of abundance in Jewish mystical tradition, because it has so many seeds, and the seeds are so juicy and delicious and dripping with that bright red juice. And so it's this energy of really connecting to the abundance that sometimes when we're in scarcity mentality, we want to hunker down, we want to close in, we're afraid to try new things. But when we tap into all the blessings that we have in our life, all of our inner resources, all of our community resources, all the blessings that we have flowing through our lives, we're actually more willing to open ourselves up to new experiences. And so that third fruit that the scouts brought back was for us to, when we're trying out new things, to tap into the abundance that we have and the blessings that are flowing through our lives, so that we can open ourselves up to trying something new. And so I really thought this was like a perfect exemplification or illustration of the blessings that Carol has brought into our lives, into so many lives of the people here, into the lives of so many at Chochmat HaLev. And so may we all be a testament to those blessings, that we continue on the gifts that she gave us. And so I just want to invite all of you to maybe take a moment and close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or soften your gaze. And let's take a deep breath together. And see if you can connect to a way in your life that Carol helped open you up to something new, to a new experience, to a new way of being in the world. Do something that maybe felt a little bit edgy, maybe through her role modeling you got inspired to do something, maybe to wear something that you wouldn't normally wear. And just allow yourself to feel what it felt like to really try something new and what you learned from that. And to feel that energy flowing through you, that energy of exploration, that energy of leaning in, the energy of novelty and risk that yields reward, risk that leads to growth. Even if it's not always easy, and even if it's not without its complications, that if we're able to try new things, we can grow as people through those experiences. So I want to bless all of us with that spirit of Carol to inspire us and to keep her legacy alive through try new things. Don't always try to fit into boxes or other people's definitions or expectations of us, but be willing to take risks and live life to our fullest so that we can reach our own individual promised land. Amen. Blessings, everyone.